Thinking of branching out from traditional investments and find yourself a little crypto curious? You don't want to miss this. Here with information on Bitcoin basics and other alternative investments is financial expert and the host of Her Money, Chatzky.
Hey, Jean.
Hi, Jean. Happy New Year. Welcome back.
All right, let's talk about investments.
Right. And when we think about investments, we think stocks and bonds and cash. And sometimes you want other things to sort of spread your bets out. That's when we talk about alternatives, things like collectibles and art and wine and crypto. It's been very hard to get away from crypto, particularly Bitcoin recently. Bitcoin has been on quite a ride. The new administration coming in is much more crypto-friendly, Bitcoin-friendly than past administrations, and even some very prominent Wall Streeters who have said everyday investors really should have 1 to 2% of their money in Bitcoin. But there are risks, so we really need to understand what we're buying.
What's this? Describe it. What's the simplest way to describe Bitcoin?
Bitcoin is a digital currency. There are lots of kinds of cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is just the most popular and the most well-known, but there is no physical asset, right? It is there is a ledger when a Bitcoin is created or mined that is a transparent record of every person who has ever owned that Bitcoin. It's kind of like a library book. Like when you used to go to the school library, there would be a record of everybody who borrowed that book, and anybody could see that.
Right.
That's Bitcoin technology.
I don't like that. That makes me nervous. I think it's weird.
But it's locked up.
Okay.
And the fact that there are so many people watching it keeps it safe. Keeps it, that there's a lot of transparency. So how do we get Bitcoin?
Yeah, how do we get it?
We mine it. Although you and I, we are never mining Bitcoin.
Okay.
There are people who have vast computer networks.
Is that what they're called? The
Farms. They're Bitcoin farms, right? Think of a Costco filled with computers. That's a Bitcoin farm.
Okay.
And it uses the energy of a small country to mine Bitcoin, right? But the people who do this, they solve very complicated math problems in order to get Bitcoin. You and I, we just buy it if we want it, right? It's not, we're never gonna go out and make a dress. We're just gonna buy a dress, and we're gonna buy Bitcoin. So we buy it either from a Coinbase or a Gemini, which is a cryptocurrency bank of sorts, or we buy it from our brokerage firm, like Fidelity or Robinhood. And these days, and one of the reasons that the price of Bitcoin has gone a little crazy in the past year is that these days you can buy Bitcoin as an exchange-traded fund, kind of like you can buy the S&P 500. It's an index fund that trades like a stock, and you can get that at pretty much any brokerage firm.
Should we buy it?
Yeah, that's the question, right? Because
that's the question.
That's the question, because we all know somebody who bought Bitcoin in high school and now they're a multi-gazillionaire.
Sure.
It's a lot harder to do that these days.
I
because
actually don't know any of those people.
Okay,
So I don't know what high school you went to, but I can tell you I don't know a single person that happened to.
my kids know those people, and they've bought houses with their Bitcoin. You know, people my age largely did not do this. But you can still make money on Bitcoin and crypto if it continues to rise. It's risky, which is why it's an alternative investment and why the recommendation is you don't want any more than about 1 to 2% of your assets in Bitcoin. So, or any alternative investments, because if it goes down, if it goes to zero, you don't want your life to change.
Yeah, it's not connected to anything. They don't make, it's not based on somebody making something or a crop or a business.
If you buy a company, right? Maybe that company,
they make stuff, they perform. What is this?
This is like gold. This is, right, if you buy...
No, but gold I can wear.
Yes, but if you think way back to the history of gold, gold was an asset that had value because we decided it had value, right? Gold's not going to pay you a dividend. Bitcoin is not going to pay you a dividend. But, you know, gold is not Walmart. But because we decided it has value, it actually has
Who's
value.
we? I didn't decide anything.
Because the universe has decided that it has value.
Okay.
It has value.
No,
The
I
other thing
I
that
get it.
people say about Bitcoin, and the other reason that it's like gold, is that it's limited. The person who started Bitcoin, who's a big mystery, said there will never be more than 21 million Bitcoin. And when something is limited, whether it's gold or whether it's Bitcoin,
There's value.
There's value, because the demand can go up, the supply goes down. That's economics, and there you go.
Okay, well, should we get to what other investments people could consider beside Bitcoin?
There are art, there's collectibles, there's gold, there's silver. The thing to just keep in mind is sometimes you want
spread
to
it out.
Spread it out a little bit,
Handbags.
get beyond. Handbags.
Handbags.
Don't get me started. We could do a whole, Kelly and I, we could do a whole
No, there's a whole second market for certain handbags.
There is.
Yeah, no, I know.
You don't even know.
I'm hoping there is. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jean, for this information and more. Go to our website. Don't forget to check out Jean's podcast, Her Money. We'll be right back.